there in the world. In the world, I am Rachel Jane Andelman, and this is Joy of Posting. Can I look at here? A second. Can I bring my own screen on? Yeah. Add to stream. 1 second. Hi, everybody. We're doing a thing where we are trying out me doing some of the teching, or at least kind of a baby tech. Woo! I'm being amazing techer of my own show tonight because Matt is being really sleepy, and he's helping me get started, and then he's kind of pushing me off. Push a baby bird off a branch, and then I'm going to fly. I'm flying. I'm live. I'm streaming. I'm flying. Woo! So thank you for joining the stream. If you're in here, say hello. We are live with Rachel Jane Andelman. You're just gonna watch me do some last minute promotion of the stream on the stream. I think that is sufficiently and not over meta. I think that's a perfect amount of meta. Live with Rachel Andelman, telling jokes, writing jokes on the stream. It's fun and cool, and she is afraid of being alone. There we go. That's just enough of a pity patter, I think. There's also this giant. You guys don't have to worry about it as much as I do. There is a giant fly flying around my head. We get flies in the summer. It's fine. I live in the bayou, apparently. So if you're in the chat, say hello. Thank you for being here on time. Ready to talk, ready to keep me company. This is a very I'm always just like, I'm so alone in the stream. What a lonely existence. But that's not good content. I don't say hello, please, to me. It's funny because we've had other versions of the show with more people, and it sort of worked. It was a little chaotic, people are like, well, the show is you. The show is like your personality, but it's also can be very like lonely and intimidating to do a show all by yourself. I hope I'm not too pitiful right now. If you are watching, feel free to say hello. Say hello to me. Say hello to each other. Say hello to people who are not here, but who you would like to say hello to them if they were here. That's all on the table. I am drinking can check, everyone. Everyone likes a good can check. Hello, Pfeiffer. It's good to see you. I can't speak to your level of pitifulness. I have not met you in person, and I feel like without an in-person meet, it's hard to gauge. But I will say that for myself, I'm here by myself in the corner of my kitchen, drinking Miller Lite that I bought in Nashville, that I thought we'd all drink together. But I'm the only one who's been drinking it, so I have about 20 cans left from the trip we took about 3 weeks ago. So that's what is in my mouth, is this can of a fine Pilsner beer, and there's some like a little wheat graphic in the little middle of the red background. I do not know Pfeiffer in real life. Pfeiffer is a charming web-only so far presence. Hello, Ansel. Hello, Ansel. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for stopping by. It is good to see you. It's good to see all of you. If you are here again, say hello. Even if you just say hello and then leave, it is good. You were like, how can I say hello and leave, Rachel? Because you have to join the channel. You do have to follow the channel to say hello. I believe that's how we did it, because people were being rude. People were stopping by and just being rude to people who are streaming on the channel, and we're like, well, if we're actually we're going to make them jump through one more hoop. They do have to follow, just because we think it would be an easy way to cut down on the abuse that occasionally would befall our showrunners if we had one more hoop, which is joining, following the channel, and then maybe people will be less mean. So if you're wondering why that hoop is there, why that why that one more step to saying hello is there, is because people were mean and we were trying to cut it down in a way that made sense and seemed pretty easy. Pfeiffer is a parasocial guy, but he's a great one. He's a great example of the genre, and we are grateful for him and his wonderful Gundams that he makes. And his bathroom cock, which looked really well done. I know he said he did not do a good cocking job. If you are active in the Discord, we were talking about Pfeiffer's bathtub earlier. I thought he did a great job. Kendra thought he did a great job. So great guy, great Gundam models, very humble about his bathroom cocking job. There is a delay, so I am seeing a bit of a delay in the chat. That's fine. I love delays. I love rain delays. I love I love delays in reaction. I love delays. Cool. We're again, if you want to say hello, top tier reply guy, number one in the replies. So today, before I get started with some joke writing, first of all, whoever you are, I know there's like 2 people talking, 5 people just watching, according to the little viewer count in the corner. If you are one of the 5 or 6 people who haven't said anything, who are just watching me, well, I appreciate you here. So again, if you change your mind, I would love, hello, Lauren, how are you doing? I'm very aggressive. Hello, how are you? Sorry, my chair is squeaky. A fun fact about chairs, something I found out when I was an intern on the Colbert Report, was that chair that he sat in for the show was several $1,000s. And the reason for that is that apparently it costs a lot to build a chair that's completely noiseless, that won't fuck up. For example, if you were recording a television show, you want your chair to be extremely quiet so it doesn't get picked up on the speakers and interrupts a great joke. So that chair was a few $1,000s. The chair I'm sitting in is not a few $1,000s. So if you do hear squeaks coming from me as if I am sitting in a pile of mice, that is simply my relatively, compared to the chair used in the aforementioned late night show, relatively inexpensive. Lauren is never been on Twitch before. Welcome to Twitch. It's a weird platform. I still don't totally get it, but it's one of a few. Roll the silent chair down a silent hill for a horror comedy mashup. I would love a squeakless chair. I'm not going to lie. That's Meat Boy. It's a Meat Boy emoji. We're doing great. I don't think I've ever seen the Meat Boy emoji, or the emote, sorry. I think when you're on Twitch, they're called emotes. But yeah, we're going to write some jokes tonight. That's what we do every week until I'm fired somehow. I'm my own boss, or I have 2 co-bosses. We're all each other's bosses, so I guess I still can be fired. Or until I die or disappear mysteriously in the fells by my house, which is definitely always on the table. I do like to take long walks. Never do know if I'm coming back. Getting lost in the woods is always, for me, on the table. Until one of those 3 things happen, or I decide I don't want to do the show anymore. We're going to be writing some jokes every week. Why do we write jokes? Because I think I'm pretty good at it. I like writing jokes. I think people enjoy watching me write jokes. At least that's been my impression up to this point. And it is relatively... the other thing it is it's relatively, it doesn't have a lot of prep involved, which I enjoy. I do enjoy it, because I do a lot of prep for some of the other shows on our channel. If you've ever been like, wow, how does 2MB get such amazing guests on all these shows that require guests, our game shows? and or roundtable shows. A lot of those guests are booked by me through the power of Twitter. And so I'm doing a lot of guest booking, which if you've ever done booking for shows, can be very time intensive. People will be like, well, I don't know if I can make it. Let me know. I'll let you know soon. And you don't know what soon means. And then they get back to you. And then there's something they still don't know. They're waiting to hear something else. And when they hear about that something else, they'll let you know. And you don't want to disinvite them, but you have to wait for them. And so everything sort of just takes a long time. It's not like a lot of work, but it's just like you do have to keep an eye on the ball, so they say. So what I like about this show is one of the reasons I like the show is I don't have to book anybody. I don't have to do that part of it because that part can be work. And I am famously lazy, at least in my own mind. I'm famously lazy. So if you're not on Facebook, if you're not a friend of mine on Facebook, you can't see this. But if you are, you notice that earlier today, by which I mean an hour ago, I posted a Facebook post. I said, let me know what you'd like me to joke about on the stream tonight. And as you see, a bunch of people responded. So I'll be focusing on the responses I received to that post. Again, it's an hour ago post. You can still go to it. I believe it's public. I believe it's a public post. Yep, it has a little globe. That means everyone can see it. If you have jokes you want me to tell or subjects that you would like me to joke about, there is still time until the end of this broadcast to go into those comments and to let me know that you want me to make a joke about something. There's still time. You're not too late. Also, this is a picture of me eating my dinner. If you can't tell, that may look like Shaggy, a screenshot from one of the Scooby-Doo movies, or Shaggy eats a sandwich, but it's actually me having dinner. So that's a fun thing as well. Asking for topic jokes. Yes, you did. You caught it. Lauren asks, how do you book people on Twitter and make your chair speak at the same time? That's a great question. I haven't. I'm still, it's intuitive. It's an intuitive process. And to sort of break it down into its constitutive steps is something I haven't been able to do yet. So that's kind of my response to that. I'm really glad that, Loaf, you were able to catch one of the posts. So, from Dan Chapman, just going to scratch my back for a second. From Dan Chapman, we have a few ideas for posts, for jokes for the Twitter, for the, if you've never seen the show before, we're making jokes on the 2MB, the Too Much Bread, 2MB Studios Twitter. If you haven't followed it, follow it. That's where the jokes are. That's where the jokes as well as show promotions go, as well as I like to retweet showrunners and contributors who are frequent contributors, as well as friends of the channel who I tend to regard as people who've been on the show, been on one of our shows at least once. So I like to retweet them when I see a good post by one of them. So this is where all the posts go. You see it for yourself. There are posts there, lots of them. Those are all by me. I don't believe Matt and Ben. I tend to believe they don't tend to touch the socials. So the socials are probably me. But today we're going to write some jokes based on, again, ideas from the Facebook that people came up with. And from Dan, we have a few ideas. We have Pokemon. He wants a Pokemon joke. He wants a Groot joke. He wants a Poison Ivy joke. And he wants a Moose joke. And I'm going to tell you guys, these are 4 subjects to make jokes about. These are some of the easiest softballs I have yet received. No estuaries yet. Or somebody wanted me to make a joke about card thickness, which I did last week, about in, I believe, tabletop gaming. Apparently there's different statuses depending on the card thickness, and they wanted me to make light of that, and I believe I did to the best of my ability. I fulfilled my promise. This week it's mixtapes, recycling, whole wheat bread. I know that whole wheat bread and key fobs. I know that Kat said that I only have to do one of these jokes, but if there is time, I will make jokes about all 3 subjects. and then Martin Richard with the binder clips. So these are the jokes I'm going to write about today. These jokes will go on the Twitter, and if you are on the Twitter as well, you can retweet and like them to your heart's content, and that's where they go. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to me. Again, if you're wondering why it looks relatively primitive compared to previous weeks, why I don't believe there's any fancy music this week, it's because I'm doing my own tech because Matt is very tired, and I can do the tech on StreamYard once he starts it. One of the things, Kat, is that I like to think every subject can be made fun of. Every subject can be the source of humor, and that's why I like a good challenge. I don't necessarily know what the good joke is today. I'm going to make about recycling, but we're going to find it. We're going to write it, and we're going to post it. So Pokemon is a very broad subject. It's something that I know a fair amount about. I did have Pokemon Red growing up. I did not play the subsequent Pokemon versions, although I did around the time the first movie came out, which I believe they've since remade. But when the first movie came out, I went to a mall and actually went to a little tournament where if you could win, you would win. They would give you a Mew, and you also got a little medal for your Game Boy. It was like on a little not fob. It was a little fob for your Game Boy. Yeah, the idea was that my brother had blue, I had red, we would trade, and then we would fight each other. And one thing that was so funny is my brother, for some reason, I don't know, I couldn't tell you why, he could never beat me. He could never beat me at Pokemon. I always won against him at Pokemon. He had all these strategies, and then I would just come in and demolish him. And I played very intuitively, but I always won, and I cannot tell you why. Pokemon has for many more Pokemon now than wins in the Red games. Always good to something. He was not happy. But then, yeah, I feel like my ex actually is much smarter about Pokemon than I am. He knows all the stats and stuff off the top of his head, and he actually does a Pokemon themed Twitch show, I think every Thursday at 8 on his own personal Twitch station called Mans Who Play Mons. I believe that's right. But that's him. So Pokemon, let's think about what's funny about Pokemon. Pokemon are little animals, little critters. Critters is, of course, a funnier word than animals. Pokemon live in balls, which is always funny. They live in little balls, and it's they have mysterious, nobody knows for sure what the inside, I think the assumption is that they're sort of unconscious or they're in this sort of suspended state when they're inside the Pokeball. I don't believe there's a canon regarding the interior of the ball. It's always funny to think of them in little luxury suites inside the Pokeball, but I don't believe there's a canon either way. So you got little critters, they live in balls, already very funny. 10-year-old boss, very fun. 10-year-old guy. They only speak their name. Already lots of good stuff here. Their types, fire, electric, etc. We're kind of just going through what we could make jokes about because, again, for me, what's hard is almost that it's such a broad topic that it can, you're just where do I even begin? There's so much that's funny. If you ever see me hit my skin, hit my wrist, or hit my neck, it's because a fly landed there. I think I noted toward the beginning of the show that the room is full of flies. We get a lot of flies in summer. We live in a swamp. The idea of introducing a Pokemon to a non-native habitat. since the idea for the different varieties and games is that they are from different regions. Yeah, like I think Pikachu is always very fun. Pikachu's electric. So you're thinking, what would be fun to have? You could do a Pikachu Thor, Thor the God of Thunder versus the God of Thunder. Another problem, or not problem, but another issue or aspect of Pokemon to be mindful of is that a lot of jokes are probably have already been told about them. So Pokemon, you do Pikachu Thor, and there's probably a lot of fan art already. Thor. Yeah, you get a lot of Pikachu Thor guys. You have Pikachu and Thor rubbing against each other. Pikachu in a Thor outfit. Pikachu, he has a hammer. Is he allowed to hold the hammer? Who knows? According to fan art, he's allowed to hold the hammer. Sometimes he is. Sometimes he's bald. Sometimes he's wearing the helmet. Sometimes he has the hair. The fan art can't come to a consensus about exactly how Thor Pikachu dresses. And so I'm gonna be real. I don't know what a Greninja is. You get a lot of Pikachu is the Big Lebowski, or no? Is that Fat Thor? Yeah, there's a lot of Pikachu's a Thor here. So really good. Now I'm not writing right now. I'm just kind of like looking at all the art, just kind of like letting myself get immersed. Lots of fun stuff here. We have One Punch Guy. Now he has the hammer. I love fan art. I don't know what's happening here. Here he's obviously, it's Pikachu as the guy from, what's it called? What's the ninja show where they're all ninjas? Ninja Frog. That's pretty fun. Greninja is a kind of fun word. It's really cool. So it's like his tongue is like a scarf. Is that his deal? Gross. Oh god. I can't imagine having a tongue like that. He just wrapped around his neck. Gross. So this one I like it because he looks really condescending. Pictures of people who look condescending, by which I mean people or entities that look condescending, are always good for reaction fodder. We do a little reaction fodder here. When she says she thinks it's gross to use your tongue as a scarf. Last part was, I'm not debating the warmth. First of all, his tongue can get cold too. So I'm like a little bit suspicious of the idea of using your tongue as part of your winter clothes. I think this is a great tweet. I'm ready to tweet it. There you go. And then, because I have the magical power of having a second account that has 12.4 thousand followers, which again, I would say I don't know how that happened, but I absolutely do. I just tweeted the shit, really hard my whole life, or at least like half my life. Here we go, and we're just going to give a little oomph on my bigger personal account so that everyone gets a chance to see it, because one of the problems with having a smaller account is you can't always tell if a joke worked or not, because not everyone got to see it. He can scarf things down with his scarf, that's true, he does have a scarf that helps him scarf, a scarf, if you will. So I feel like that's a good Pokemon joke. We found a weird Pokemon. We made fun of him. Let's move on. Now we're on to Groot. Again, if you have ideas for jokes, we can always do them next week, or you can go into my Facebook and say hello and post your ideas there for other jokes you'd like me to make jokes about. 2-for-1 mashup with Groot and Poison Ivy. 2-for-1 mashup with Groot and Poison Ivy. Yeah, Groot and Poison Ivy are very similar in terms of they're both from like comic books. They're both, they're plant themed and they're like woody, and they're like Groot always says Groot. Poison Ivy only says Poison Ivy. They're both in relationships with Harley Quinn. The list of similarities goes on. Let's see. Groot is fun. He's fun. Why is he fun? Groot is voiced by Vin Diesel, which is fun. I've seen two. I think I've seen both. There's only been 2 Guardians of the Galaxy movies, so I've seen both of them. I like the first one a lot more than the second one. Also, I like Big Groot better than Little Groot. I think Little Groot's a little bit. I always want to sell me toys, and he's cute and all, but I just don't want to be pandered to that much. Yeah, Teen Groot gets canceled for saying Groot. They're always like, how can we sell toys? And they're like, what if we made this character itty bitty? What if I just did a series of reaction, text reaction shots where it's just when she says she doesn't like guys who come back as little guys. But if I was just super lazy this whole thread. And she says she doesn't like guys who sacrifice themselves and then become little guys. Buy your Chibi Groot Funkos, you piggies. Exactly. But Pfeiffer and I feel like we're on the same wavelength here. I feel like Ansel and Carcosa are very quiet because they both I'm gonna frame this by saying if you have Groot Funkos, that's great. If they bring you joy, go for it. I do not mean to insult anybody on this stream. Everything's fine. This is all lighthearted jestery. I hope you see that. That's what I mean it to be. I feel like Alex quiet. Did I press something weird? Here we go. It's funny, the other day somebody quote tweeted an article and made fun of the article because there was the tweet had a section of the article in it and they were making fun of that section and I piled on, not really thinking about it too much, and then one of my mutuals responded not defensively, they're sort of well, this is why I think I'll keep making these jokes until people stop being the thing that I'm making the joke about. And the joke was people were making fun of the post because it was sort of a classic joke that some people think that like it's kind of an old joke, or like a hack joke. And she's like, I'll stop making the joke when people stop being the source of the joke. And then I looked up and I was like, oh, my mutual actually like wrote this article that people are like making fun of. And then I felt very bad because I think she's cool. I think it's possible to be like, this person's cool. And also, they've made this thing where like the criticism is valid. And I don't necessarily mean to pile on. I just sometimes like my persona online is like, I'm the one who jokes. And then you end up accidentally like being an asshole to people when you're not thinking about it. It's funny. It took me a while to get Funko Pops. I didn't understand like these little dolls or like these little Funko Pop dolls or these sort of like Funko adjacent dolls like amiibos. I didn't get any of that shit until when I had for a year I had like an office job, which I had only like sporadically and never like 40 hours. I never had like a 40-hour a week office job until this one job like a couple years ago, where I was like there for 40 hours a week, which was like way longer than I'd ever had. The first time I had a full-time office job, and the first time I had an office job where like I really didn't have, I don't want to say that like I hated my coworkers, but I felt like I didn't have a good rapport with my coworkers, and I felt like extremely lonely. And I just like looked at like my bare ass desk, and I just was always thinking like, oh, I get it now. I get why people have little dolls on their desks, because capitalism is extremely alienating. And it would be nice to have like a little guy on my desk that I could like connect to. So it was like when I had an office job, that was when like this big piece of the puzzle of society that I had never understood, it all started clicking into place. I was like, oh, this is why people like little dolls, because they can put on their desk and feel less lonely. They can feel less alienated from society. So, feel connection to those two round discs with a very cube-like head. Yeah, I don't know how like Funkos do still like confuse me just in terms of like the design decisions. They're like, we want the head to be perfectly square and we want the eyes to be as dead as possible. Like, I don't understand necessarily how you would like come to that. You're like, this is what we want. This is what we're going to make a billion of. This is what we're going to fill our oceans with. These little square guys with blank dead-eyed eyes, but that's what they chose. So yeah, I don't know. At this point, I'm still sort of vacillating between whether I make fun of the comic book person or like the actual leaf. But I feel like I have the range, guys. I could do either, but I can't do both because I don't have time. So just like looking at these plants, looking at poison ivy. What's funny is that like this clip, this like poison ivy picture is like very sweet. Yeah, the two sidekicks that never were. This is a very like sweet picture, and like if I had time, I would like maybe Photoshop it to have like little googly eyes on it and be like, oh, I'm your little friend. I'm your friend, the poison ivy. Poison ivy Batman. See her. She's like, I'm a redhead. I'm a redhead, and I'm sassy, and I'm sexy, and I love leaves in my face. She's making out with Batman. She has like a plant that she's like petting like it's a cat. She's a lot of fun. I love her little outfit. She's very cute. There's Rihanna. Since Rihanna might be DCEU's Poison Ivy, I'm like, I don't know if that seems like you're saying. What if I just did another like when he says he doesn't like vines on the first date? Lots of stuff going on here. She's always like, look at me, I'm sitting in I have a bunch of logs. She looks like a Batman. Here she has a baby. Baby Uma Thurman could be like, yeah, they should just bring her back. They should be like, listen, we're really sorry that the first time you played Poison Ivy, it was in a movie that was not worthy of your talents. We're sorry that happened to you. We'd like to give it another shot if you are up to it. We respect you as an actress so much, and we just think you should get another go at it. And that's a crew crossover. Here's the thing: is like Chris Evans, he had a lot of chances, right? Like before he was Captain America, he was also like the Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four. Like they're just like, we're just gonna keep putting you into superhero movies until it works, and like that's what they did. And I don't understand why other people can't get that chance. So I feel like I've failed to make a joke for enough time to really get up off my ass to finish this joke. So what are the qualities of Poison Ivy? She likes, Scott Pilgrim, Michael Jordan too. Michael B. Jordan likes to sit on like vines or logs. I feel like it's almost like a rainbow connection. I want to make more of a rainbow connection. When I look at Kermit, and I'm like, that's just like exactly where Poison Ivy would sit. She just likes to sit on logs. I'm trying to think of what the joke is. Oh yeah, Michael B. Jordan. Oh yeah, maybe it's like less that certain people get lots of chances versus like everyone from a bad Fantastic Four movie just like automatically gets a second shot. Would Kermit call her Pamela? Well, I don't know her as Pamela. I didn't know Poison Ivy has a name. I guess she did. Of course she does. Her name's Pamela? That sounds very silly. Pamela Lillian Hensley. Lillian Isley. Oh, she's not going to call her Pamela just because I didn't know that. Yeah, it's like the woods / swamp. Put Cole from Charmed in the MCU, cowards. Who is Cole from Charmed? I don't know Charmed well enough to make these connections you guys are making. Oh, is that the guy from Nip Check? I didn't know. This is like from the original, the OG Charmed, because I know there's a new Charmed, which I have not seen. I'm sure it's terrible. This is nice. It's a nice break from the theater. It's actually funny. If she's the one who has the banjo, I like that idea. I have no idea if this will fit into a tweet. We're gonna see. It does! You see they're friends because they both sit on logs, and then the rest of it writes itself, really. Sitting seductively on a log, also sitting on a log. Hello, Kermit. Hi, Ivy. I love when you just hang out in the woods. It's a welcome break from the theater, from Gotham. What do you think? Lux Banjo. And that's just them hanging out, and that's my little Poison Ivy joke. From one quality, you take one quality of the character, and then you just kind of stretch it. Moose. Let's do one more promotion for the show, in case people want to get the back half of this. We're going to do a show streaming live. Catch it now. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Just catch it live, stretch it now. Doing a good show. We're having some fun. We are having fun. Apparently Clippy's coming back as an emoji, which is great. Everyone's having fun. So we're now on to Moose. Again, if you have any thoughts or questions in the chat, feel free to sing them out. Sing them out. I'm happy to answer anything. Moose. Stuff without mooses. They're big. There's a chocolate mousse. I don't know why it's called. I don't know why it's called chocolate mousse. It's actually a question I've always had. Why is it called chocolate mousse? Actually, a French word meaning froth or foam. Mousse or chocolat is French for chocolate mousse. So it doesn't have to do with the moose animal at all. Clippy is back. 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 Clippy is back, and an emoji. He can't give you advice because he's an emoji. Why don't I just stop the chat and just wrote a song? Have you ever noticed how mooses have long faces and look sad if you look in their eyes? They're like, we made us too big. God made us too big. Why does this moose have the blood on his horns? That seems like it is a sad thing for him. This moose is white and this moose is brown. This moose is hanging around. This moose is wooden. This moose is a drawing. This moose is two mooses. This one's on the ground. I haven't done proper improvised musical improv in a long time, but I will. do it again before I die, I think. So what do we like about mooses? They're huge. We can actually go to the Wikipedia for mooses and see what is going on with them. I like to say, let's see what's going on with moose, and I go to Wikipedia, like the Wikipedia page is like moose news. They are solitary animals, aside from cows who remain with their mother until the cow begins estrus, at which point the cow chases them away. Generally slow-moving and sedentary, moose can become aggressive and move quickly if angered or startled. Me on a date with a moose. Moose. And then my mom chased me away when she hit estrus. Me, oh my god, that's so sad. Moose, no, that's normal. Me, okay. Moose is like, I've been solitary my whole life since me, moose. Also normal. Okay, I'm just gonna stomp. Apparently they tried to bring them to New Zealand. I'm boggled as to why. That seems silly. In 1900, well, people were doing some dumb shit in 1900. I like to think if you're on a date with a moose, it's gonna go bad because you don't know what is said and what's not. The last known sighting in New Zealand was 1972, which makes him very good at hide and seek. And we're going to go to my main bio. We're gonna go to my main bio and go to the 2MB and retweet them so people can see my funny jokes. Like this one. And that one is fine. Just real quick. I always have like one Joker tweet that's doing pretty well, so I tend to have a lot of noties. I tend to have a lot of notifications. So that's why it's always like a 20, just because like of one joke at a time. The last one sighting was in 1992. I like the idea of doing a cryptozoological hunt, but for moose in an unlikely place. Got all the thrills and danger, but it could actually be real. Oh, did you get to watch IT? Oh, I haven't watched ITYSL. I haven't watched it yet. I keep thinking I should watch it, and then I'm just like, oh, in a bit, and then I just haven't. But I should. It looks very funny. I really need to watch it because I am going to have like all the jokes ruined for me. I think there's like a part of my brain that's just like, when you watch, I think you should leave season 2. What will you have left? What will you have left to do? You never want to live your life in a way where you're asking yourself, what else are you looking forward to? I'm like, all I had was that show I hadn't watched yet. Me making a mixtape for my crush. I hope they... Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to think of the top memes I've seen that I'm like, they're all obviously from the second season of I Think You Should Leave, It's the guy in the suit going, I don't even want to be here. It's Patty Harrison going, I'm scared of, I need wine, or I'm scared of not having wine. There's him crying in the car because I don't know what any of this shit is. I'm scared. That's a good one. There's one where he's like his head is in his hands. He's like, I'm more tired than I've ever been in my life. That's a pretty good one. So great memes from the season. I'm looking forward to understanding what the memes are from. But very high quality memes already. So already it's doing its job. I hope they like 24 songs that are 24 songs that are 40-second song parodies of me just singing. Less than 2 hours, I think. Yeah, somebody said like the ideal length of a new season of television is 2 hours long. I don't know why you just want to make a movie at that point. You could just make like one of those movies that are sketches, like and now we're something completely different. Like you could just make one of those. Maybe like put it in theaters and people would go. I think they would go watch it. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I hope they do that for the third season. They'll just put it in theaters as a movie, as like a Monty Python type movie. I guess like since like the meaning of life and now we're something completely different. I don't know if I've seen that many like sketch movies, like sketch compilation movies. I don't know if they really do those anymore, but they should. Like they're fun. Like it'd be fun. There's like a lot of stuff that I'd be like, oh, this would be fun to watch in a theater. I don't know. Me making a mixtape for my crush. I hope they like 24 songs that are 40-second song parodies of me singing in my head voice before getting bored. That's fine. And once I'm like it's not the best joke I've ever written. And now finally for cats. Sorry for making you wait so long. Whole wheat bread, key fobs. We're gonna do it. We're gonna try doing them all. I think we can do them all. Again, if you haven't liked and subscribed, do it. We need your money. Let's keep this channel going. Yeah, like Jackass but for sketches. I know, it's really hard. The hardest part of the show, besides creating good content in front of people's eyes, is not checking my notifications during the stream. You're still awake, surprisingly. Recycling. Recycling. It's less effective than you think it is. Recycling is mostly a conspiracy by the plastic corporations. They love you to consume a lot so they can say you're doing the right thing. Recycling. We're gonna be recycling. So, aside from it's wicked, right? Recycling. We're gonna be recycling. We got our cans and shit. I got a little bit of gross stuff in my hands to hold. And what do we do with all these batteries? What do we do with all the batteries? There's a bunch of people who have a very bad job. What happens to plastics that are recycled? They're sold to China until China won't take our recycling anymore because they can no longer use it. And no one makes glass. I think glass is fine. Glass is fine because glass just turns into beaches. And who doesn't love a beach? I love that, like, there's no difference between my drunk rambling and, like, my normal thoughts. We're just looking at recycling. We recycle. I like the big recycling cubes. Everything's a big recycling cube. If you put in a cube and you recycle it. Can't be downloaded securely. Come on. What's insecure about a giant cube? So what's referred about recycling? Reduce, reuse, recycle. 3 hours. Hiring manager. We're gonna need to fire one of you. Oh no. Which one? I'm not. Which movie is Pfeiffer referencing? I can't tell. The cube. Oh yeah. It was funny when you said the movie makes it seem dangerous. I was thinking you were referencing the Brave Little Toaster, which is what I associate with big cubes of things that have been squished. But obviously the cube is more intuitive as an association. The puzzle cube, you mean the lament configuration? Let's all use the proper name for the puzzle cube in Hellraiser. I think puzzle cube is really not. It's not respectful. This is a little bit configuration. I don't know Poison Ivy's real name. You know that. It's Pamela. But I do know the name of the scary puzzle cube from Hellraiser. I've actually never seen the movie Hellraiser. I tried. It was too scary. I turned it off. I have listened to the audiobook read by Clive Barker, also the author of The Hellbound Heart, which is on YouTube for free. I recommend it. It's pretty good. I love reading audiobooks when the movies are too scary. Again, I also recommend that. I'll say it about Wicked. Those songs slap. This is, I will admit, I don't know if this is actually used so much that it's become like a joke format. But I did see this joke format used earlier, which is why I'm using it now. The whole, like, it was like, I think it was coming up to the elves from the Pop, Crackle, and Smack. What are the name of the elves from the cereal? And there's like one elf was like Pop was like, oh no, which one are you gonna get rid of? And Crackle was like, oh no, which one? And there was like a sharp motorcycle, yeah, which one? Like having a really inappropriately named elf, and like to me that's a very funny joke format. Probably because it's not overused because I've only seen it once. But I'm like, if it ever does become used a lot. It will obviously get overused, but for now it's still funny to me. Kinda like the people who engage with that tweet, because I think that's fun. Whole wheat bread. Whole wheat bread is the one with all the little shit in it. Yeah, my parents like whole wheat bread, and I do not like whole wheat bread. I am a potato bread girl all the way. Give me that sweet, soft, utterly textureless bread that's just like a soft little mattress in your mouth. My parents are like, we need to get the bread with all the like little bits and shit in it. we need some roughage here. I'm like, I just want bread that's like a marshmallow. I basically just want marshmallow bread. And they're just like, no, we need it, with all the little bits. Whole grain. Yeah, you may think that I might like all the bread because I am the executive producer of Too Much Bread, but I only like some bread. I will admit that. Wheat bread. I am not above using Wikipedia for jokes. I am absolutely not above that as a habit at all. It's a brown bread. Outside of United States, e.g. UK, or whole grain bread or whole meal bread. Some regions of the U.S. simply call the bread wheat bread in comparison to white bread. Some varieties of whole wheat bread are traditionally coated with whole or cracked grains of wheat. But this is mostly decorative compared to the nutritional values of a good quality loaf itself. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Okay, like that looks good, but I'm like, even then, I'm like, this would look so much better with some potato bread in there. Whole wheat bread is more nutritious, but it is not organic. It contains more pesticides than wheat bread. Okay, there we go. Also Kneebrød, the most popular bread in Norway. Okay, we have to go see. Let's check out Kneebrød. Very funny name already. Love things with the O with the slash in it. I don't know why I thought the pictures would be funny. It's obviously just more pictures of bread. It is named for Sebastian Kneep, a 19th century Bavarian priest and hydrotherapist. It is the most popular bread in Norway. Okay. The publisher Soren Mitet first brought Dr. Kneep's recipe to Norway for the bakery Baker Hansen AS officially licensed it in 1895. The recipe and name were quickly copied. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I feel like I need more information. Whole wheat hot dog bread. Special Neep. I'm so seeing. I guess this looks like a horror movie. Yeah, it's I'm still thinking about wheat bread. It's just got little bits in it. Me at the bakery. Please give me the bread with the bits. Baker. Whole wheat. Me touching the bridge of my nose. don't speak bread. Please don't talk to me in bread. Give me the... I don't speak bread. Please don't talk to me in bread. Give me the bread that's all over the place. The bread with the bread on it. The bits. The bread that's a total bit show. We're doing a lot of dialogue tweets tonight. We're doing a lot of like a little... this is where my head is at. I don't know why. This is where we are. I need to get it smaller. There you go. Finally made it onto Iron Chef. The ingredient is whole wheat bread. What the fuck? So that's the bread. We made it, guys. We got through whole wheat bread. We made a joke. Phew. Now we're gonna do key fobs. We're gonna do a joke about key fobs. Again, these are jokes. These are subjects that people have given me. I did not come up with these myself. I'm just trying to make jokes from them. We're gonna make some good jokes from them. Key fob family. Key fob hack. So what's funny about a key fob? What is it? Lost your keys again? This is sketchy ass. Who's like buying key fobs on the street? Let's see. Fob. Make sure it fits. We need more information to verify this product fits your vehicle. It's a giant key fob. It's a cool vest. Silicone 5 sparks, buttons, smart key fob, keyless entry case, cover remote holder, jacket protector for Nissan Rogue. Max also has it on Pathfinder. You just like run out of breath just reading the thing you're buying, just reading the product name. I am I need a key fob picture for my joke. Key fob, regular key, but there's a big white powdered wig. Love it. Looking at my key fob like this, which we're looking for a fight. I'm gonna need you to love me. Here are the ways to love me. Ways to love me. Number one is to unlock me. Ways to love me. Turn me around. Unlock me. Hold me. Make me cry. Keep hugs. Let you know what I need in a relationship. Someone to turn to. Let me open. Let me lower my defenses. Let me open my trunk and let me cry when I'm sad. Turn to open up to. Open my trunk up. Let me cry when I'm sad. And free laugh when you're in the store. That's my little fob joke. Finally, we're gonna go to binder clips. Binder clips, what's a binder clip? There are so many things I don't know in this world. Binder clips, oh right, that's them. There are so many types of clips. I think this is what they mean. Binder clips are little clips with a simple way to keep loose documents together. 0.63 inches capacity ensures related documents stay together. Hold stacks of documents together with these staples, medium black binder clips. Each clip can hold a stack of papers up to 5/8 inches thick, while the handles conveniently flies up for hanging. That's interesting. Is it losing the thread here? I'm losing the thread a little bit. It's fine. Binder clips. What makes them find it funny? I'm gonna close up meat broad. Meat broad, we all learned tonight, most popular type of bread in Norway. Don't know when that will come in handy, but knowing how movies work, where everything you learn ends up coming in handy later, I'm assuming that will be true in our lives as well. If anyone is ever threatening to shank you while demanding to know what the most popular bread in Norway is, you will come away from that from that interaction unshanked. I feel like Demi Lovato, poor Demi Lovato, it's like everyone is just completely unable to change their pronouns. And they have to, I did it myself, they have to sort of be like, oh, it's okay if you guys can't do it. If you're too dumb to ever change it, they have to be like, sorry, this is obviously beyond your pay grade. I just did it too, so I am no better than anyone else. Using the wrong pronouns is going to happen, and also don't be a dick. Guys, I need one more joke for binder clips, and then I'm gonna lie down, and this will be over. But I can't leave this show. I can't leave this broadcast. I can't leave the stream until I have a binder clips joke, and I don't know. I'm looking at him. I'm like, I don't know what's funny about him. I don't know. I guess I look like a little mouse. They're like, rawr. Binders are like a way to say, like, I guess they're kind of cool. I guess, like, what if it's like a punk? Yeah, they're like little weapons, basically. Me running into what are those guys that are like on horses running after the hobbits? The hobbits, horses. What are those guys called? The hobbit horses. They're all chasing evil guys, chasing hobbits. I don't know the names of anything. Nazgul, yeah, the Nazgul, I think. Ravages through purse. There's only a binder clip in there. He starts pinching them with it. Nazgul. Ow. Ow. Hurts. Stop it. Oh, the ring wraiths. Oh yeah, the ring wraiths, right. During my lunch break. Guys, we did it. We made jokes out of all of the subjects people gave me tonight. We did it. We're done. Phew! That was a lot of work. This was a hard episode. I'm not gonna lie. This was a long, hard episode, but I'm glad we got through it together. Thank you for watching. Thank you for having, hopefully, a good time watching me. Sometimes it's just a struggle. Sometimes it's just going to be a long night. I hope you had a good time. Again, thank you. I'm going to bow my little head. Again, if you want to follow and subscribe, you can do those things by smashing that subscribe button or smashing that follow button. We have a Ko-fi.com/2mbstudios. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/2mbstudios. We have a merch store, breadgear.net. We have some lovely shirts and things on breadgear.net. I designed some of these. Other people designed other ones. Yeah, that's all for the show tonight. I've been Rachel. This has been Joy of Posting. I'll be back next week. And I'll keep doing this show until, again, I'm kicked off the stream or I decide to do something else. But it's been really fun. Thank you all for joining me tonight. And I'll see you next week. Good night, good luck, and good posting.